Firstly, what is the benefits of the investors from commissioning? Could you tell us about your experience?
Okay. Actually, commissioning is a lot to do with investor confidence. The key impact on commissioning is related to the fact that at the end you get an investment, a building that will operate according to objectives. So basically, commissioning is a kind of insurance that guarantee that you will get what you pay for. That's one point. The second point that is also quite critical is that the performance of the building is going to be delivered to the people who are going to use that building. That means the people that are operating in those offices will have the right level of comfort. That means that for the people who are renting that office, they'll have the right efficiency in terms of work and so on and so on. So the actual impact, even commissioning, is a lot about technique. The most impact is not technique. The most impact is on the value of the investment once the building is being delivered.
Okay, thank you. And another question is, what are your suggestions to increase commissioning awareness? What role should NGOs have in this regards?
Well, this is an everyday work. Okay, awareness of commissioning is not an easy task. The best way, unfortunately, today to raise the awareness of commissioning is basically chasing situation where a building don't work. When you have a major problem on a building, then suddenly people realize, oh, we know the solution. Let's call the commissioning guys and he's going to sort it out. So it's not the optimum way to raise the awareness of commissioning, but it is what it is actually happening today. Okay? Very often the commissioner is asked like a fire brigade, there is a problem and we will solve the problem. We are also involved, for example, at the level of investor or financial investment. Basically, if we want commissioning to be valued properly, we have to educate the investment community that commissioning will increase their return on investment. And when you talk money to finance people, usually they have a very good understanding, and then commissioning can deliver what it is supposed to be done.
More question. What do you think about the contributions of the design team in the commissioning process?
Okay, this is a very good question. Very often people understand commissioning, more or less something like a startup right at the end before we actually are going to use the building or the equipment. This is absolutely already too late. The best added value from commissioning can be provided at the design stage, and even more than that, actually, it's pre-design and design. If at the pre-design stage, what we call the owner's project review is properly done, there will be a clear line for the design team to deliver what's supposed to be delivered. And also it will give the commissioning team a kind of track to follow to make sure that as all the different jobs are being delivered, those jobs by specialty are fully aligned with all the criteria that have been agreed at the initial stage as pre-design stage. So yes, pre-design, this is a key area where commissioning should start.
Last question. What should be the ideal commissioning tender documentation?
The ideal commissioning tender communication. Well, the first documentation. Yeah. The ideal things first is that, as you know, when a tender are getting out, you have a structure by lot. Okay. Well, the first step, and actually it's a big step that did happen in Germany about 6 months ago. They have decided that now, when you are preparing for tender a request, okay, you have to itemize separately the commissioning work and the specification around commissioning. So by doing that, then you are allocating at the beginning a kind of budget line for commissioning. So that is the first very positive, important step for organizing commissioning. Then about the commissioning specifications, like your question was, basically the specification of commissioning is something that is going to be the result of how to deliver quality management on that project and matching that quality management with, remember the previous question on the owner's project request. You need to match together the owner's project request and the quality management steps together, and you end up at the end with an itemized steps for what need to be done in commissioning.
Thank you for support.
Thank you very much.